All right. So what we do is we open up Pixlr, and I've opened the first image of my dogs. When it first comes up, it'll say, you know, open image from computer or wherever you want. And that's what I did first. And then I personally, this is the way I do it. I go to file and then open an image, and it takes me to here, and I go and I find the other file, and that's where I had the presents. If you can see right here, I had presents and I chose it. So I have presents and I have my dogs. And what I want to try and do is put my dogs in with the presents. And my group in here, Andrew, Bill, and Sheila, are all going to do this along with me so they can learn a little bit how to do this kind of thing as well. So, well, first thing, if you might want to notice here too, is that the presents are smaller image than the picture. The picture is like 4,000 by 2250. And the presents are 634 by 379. So I'm taking a huge picture and putting it into a smaller environment. So you have to get the image smaller. So, and I don't want them to be that much bigger than the presents. So I have to kind of, and what I usually do is toy around with this. So what I'll do is I'll take the dog's image. I go up to the word image and then change the size. It's the first choice. I take it and make it the image size I want. Now, if your pictures that you guys are doing are, you want to kind of scale it to whatever you want. So like I said, my other image, it's like, I'll go back just so I can see, so we can see what that size is. 600 by 379. So I need something like the dogs. I want to try and get to about maybe 250. I'm going to try image size. 250 is one of these.
Find size. I'm sorry.
Yeah, image up at the top. There's in your menu item is image, and then image size is the first choice.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to change it to 250 width and just see, and it's going to make it really small. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to do. Never mind. Undo. Like over here in my history, I can hit Control Z, or I can just go back up if you look on the right-hand side. And again, if I'm going too fast, just stop me. I just want to make sure this doesn't go over like 2 hours of us doing this, but, and ask questions as I go. So if I go to image, okay, I want to choose the right image. I got to choose the dog. So I choose this one, which is Pudge and Sophie, my two dogs. Image size, and I want to make this 4,000 now. I want to make that 250, and I'm keeping the constraint proportion, so that way it makes the height equal to that as well. So I can hit OK. Now it looks really small. If you look at my screen, it looks really small, but that's okay because it's going on to this other picture. You guys see where I am? Am I going too fast or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, so no. I mean, you're not going too fast.
Okay. So if right now that's the picture that selected Pudge and Sophie. If I hit Control A, that selects everything, and then I hit Control C to copy. So Control A selects everything. Control C copies it. Now I'm going to go over to the one that says presents. I'm going to put that on top so you can kind of see that now. I'm going to hit Control V to paste it. Okay. But you can do all of this stuff up here. Edit. I can select all. Right here is Control A. You can see the shortcut. And then Control C to copy. And then Control V to paste. All of these are here as shortcuts, and you can see all of those. So if you wanted to do it by menu, you can do it that way. So when I paste this in, let's see what that does. Okay, so that puts my dogs in here. Now, I want you to see over here on the left-hand side, can you see when I highlight these and I highlight what the menus are, it kind of tells you what each one is?
Yep.
All right. So what happens is, right now, it automatically goes to the crop tool. I want to actually go to the move tool. So I can either hit V, see how it has a V there as a choice? I can either hit V to switch. So if I hit the letter V on my keyboard, see how it switched over to that? And if I hit crop, if I can hit C to go to crop. Once you learn these, it becomes really quick and easy. But if I hit V, because I want to move this picture. And if you notice over here where it says layers over on the other side of the screen, I have the background picture as one layer, and then I have the dogs as the next layer. So whatever I'm doing, whatever I select, it's going to choose that. So if I have this layer and I want to move it around, my dogs are a little too small, right? They're a little too small for the packages, I think. So I need to make them a little bit bigger. So instead of 250, I'm going to go and I'm going to take you all the way back. Okay. And I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to change this. I want to change this side. So what I want to do is I'm trying to teach you tools and processes as I'm going. So that way you can kind of see it. There are shortcuts to do some of this stuff, but I want to show you what I'm doing. So if you look over here under history, I kind of pulled the menu out. You can see history. I can change the size. I want to go back to open the image. So it's back to its original. So instead of 250, I want to kind of make it, let's say 350. Let's just try that. Image, size, and I'm going to keep the constraint, and I'm going to put 350 in, and I hit OK. So it's a little bit bigger. So let me try that. I'm going to do Control A, Control C, then come over to my other image and put Control V. Now the dogs are about the right size. I got little dogs, so that'll probably be pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to put them off like about right here. Okay, let's put this so Sophie's feet are in there. Okay, so now I have what I want. I really don't need the image behind. I can shrink this down or whatever, or move it out of the way. I can slide it. I can do whatever I want. I can exit out of that because I don't need that image anymore. I can hit no because I don't really want to save it with the new size. I just want to get rid of it. So now I have just the picture in question that I want to work with. This is the canvas and everything, and this is what I want to do. I'm going to make this, if you notice, I took the bottom corner to make it a little bit bigger. Then I have over here under the navigator, you can see the little slider bar. It says 100%. I can make that a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier for me to work with. You see there? So now I have an option to do some stuff with this. So because this is on the top layer, if I move layers, I can always move these layers. If I move the dogs back behind, you wouldn't see them. So if I move these layers over here, if I can try and I don't know if it, oh no, that's right. Background you can't. I'm sorry, background you can't. Background stays put because it's got a lock on it. But what I'm in the back. Yeah, it's always in the back. So what I'm going to do is I always want to make a copy of a layer. In case I screw up or mess up and I can't go back, I always make a copy. So if you look right down here, it says new layer. If I click new layer, now I got a new layer, or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me delete it. I'm going to hit the trash can. What I want to do is copy layer, which is, okay, right click on the layer, duplicate layer. So now I have a copy of that layer. They're exactly the same. And then I'm going to hide this one. The reason I have that is if I make a mess up or something like that, I always have a layer that is good in case I need to go back to it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's just preventive for me. That's why I do it. Okay, so I'm going to name this one dogs. Okay. So now I can label it so I know that that's the dogs layer. Okay. So I have the dogs layer. So really, here's what I want to be able to do. Since I copy and paste that over there, I want to go over here. If you look at E, it's a eraser tool. I can click the letter E or go over here to E or click it, and it chooses these. Remember, like I said, all these have letters. The paintbrush, the pencil, the wand, the bucket, all these things have letters next to them, so you can shortcut to a lot of them. Not all of them, but most of them. I want to go to the eraser tool. And I want to take it, I want to go and start erasing. If you can kind of see, I'm starting to take away next to Pudge. I'm fading out. Now, if you notice, I have a pretty big circle. I can change the size of this brush. Right now, I have it set on 50. I can make it a lot bigger. I can make it smaller.
Where did you go?
Okay.
Where did you go to change that?
Sure. Up here at the top, if you notice that when I choose an eraser or whatever, you have options. Right below the menu bar, you have a bunch of options. You have opacity.
Oh,
you have brush. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And I can change the size of those. I can also do it. Let's say if I do 50, but I do 50, which is a solid, or I do 50, which is faded on the edges. Faded on the edges makes things blend better, which gives you a better, I always like to use that instead of a straight hard cut. If I have a straight hard cut on that circle, it's going to make, and if I overlap and I get too much of Pudge's ear or something like that, or my dog's ear, then it's going to mess that up. So I always use a softer brush. And in 50 in this particular instance is working pretty well. So now you can kind of see as I start to take out I can go right along and see how it kind of fades. I don't have to get every single bit of this carpet that I'm taking out. And it blends that image, and we can see right here something like this. See, and I can start and stop as much as I want. But every time I start and stop, if you look at history, it only holds about 10 or 15 things. So if you go too far, you can't erase all the way back. You can only Control Z or eliminate so far back. So let's see if this will go all the way back. No, see? So right here's where I duplicated errors. So that's as far as I can go back because I did so many things. So I can't ever get that back. So let's say, for example, I messed up right next to his eye and I need to bring everything back. That's why I would go back to that back layer in case I've screwed up. Okay? Because you can only go back so far. So that's why I want to make sure you guys can see that it's only about 8 times. So every time I press down and I lift up, it adds a new eraser tool. And I'm going to do another one. It adds another eraser tool. You see how it's adding another eraser tool? Well, every time I do that, you can only go back so far. So that's why it's important to hold down and go as far as you can, as long as you can. That helps with that. So
I guess if you run to the end of them, you could always create another layer.
Absolutely.
Save that layer, create another one, and continue on.
Yeah, you certainly could do that. Absolutely. Yes. You can have as many layers as you want. But yes, you can certainly do that. The biggest thing is, though, if I bring back this layer that I had before, the layer 3, if you look at me over here under where it says layers, I'm going to pull that out so you can kind of see that. If I click that, see how it fills in everything?
Yeah.
Because that's the layer that I had originally. So if I take it back out, it's showing the one that I'm working on, just so you can kind of get an idea and see. That's why I always have that one back there. So if I needed to see something, let's say I needed to see, okay, did I take too much of Pudge's eye or ear? No, that's good. That's a good blend. Or am I missing something? I can see the difference between those two. That makes sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I do here is I'm going to take and I'm going to blend. Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong one, aren't I? Yes, I am. Undo. I need to undo because that's not on that one. Let me go over here. All right. So I'm right here. I'm taking out some stuff and I'm starting and stopping. I don't care about the layers being, too close or whatever. And I'm not worrying about, I'm counting on me not making too many mistakes. So I can just sit there and punch. I'm just pressing, press. And look, if I go too far, let's say I took his paw out there, press. Oops, I didn't want to do that. That's where I hit the eraser tool to go back. So I don't have to, so I don't take out all that. Okay. Now I'm getting close to Sophie. So I want to blend these. So I get here and then I'm holding down to take out this whole section and dragging around. And you guys with your image, you can do the same thing. All right. If I take up here, I'm going up next to his head and I want to do that swiping back and forth. I'm just swiping to take out all those colors so I can get the presence in the background. Okay. I'm going to take out that rug that was over there next to Sophie. I'm going to take that out. Okay. I'm going to take next to her and I'm just getting sort of close. I'm not getting right on top of her, but I'm just getting right close. Now through here, it's going to be harder. This is why the 50 is too big for me to come between there. I mean, I can get some of it, but I have to be real careful not to take them out. So I might want to lower it to maybe 30 so it fits down in here a little bit better and I can take out some of those colors and stuff. And then one thing I can do to see, kind of what's still in the background, because some of these colors blend, and get next to Pudge here. But what I can do is I can actually take the image. If you remember the letter, it's V to move it instead of the eraser, which is E. If I go to V real quick, I can actually move this and you can kind of see, you see right here, I can see what I'm missing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to and hit undo because I don't want to move that. I want to put it back where I had it. So I hit undo. That just gave me a chance to see. The other way I can do this too is I can go to the background. If I go to the background and I hide it, I'm going to unlock it. I have to double click to unlock it, and I hide it. So now when I go back to this layer of the dogs, you can see all the areas that I missed. You see all the little kind of gray areas out there that I've missed?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It kind of gives you a visual that way. Now I don't want to move that there. I want to actually erase her. I want to go back. Okay. And so now I can go back on the eraser. And if you remember, it's E to go back to the eraser. There you go. So I got E, and I want to go take out these colors over here that stuck through. Okay. All right. And also I have to get some other, I can see some other colors that I need to take out. That I need to blend out. But in order to do that, I need it bigger. So I need to make it bigger so I can see this. And then I just zoom over. And then what I can do is I can take that same thing. You see how I have my brush, my 30 brush, and I can get a lot closer now. Now I can get closer and take out those colors that are in the way. And you see how that's fading out. Yeah, go ahead, please ask.
Why wouldn't you at this point, now that you're nice and close, take the wand and highlight those edges around and just cut them out?
Certainly can as an option. Absolutely. Here's the deal with the wand, what he's talking about. Right here's the wand. It's a W. If I select this wand and I want to take this color right here, see, that can take out a bunch of it, but it doesn't, if you can kind of see, it takes out, and it's weaving in and out. It's taking just that color. You certainly can. And if I hit delete, it does take it out. But see how harsh it is?
Yeah.
That's why,
Okay.
and I don't like that harsh. I like having the blend, because to me it seems like the blend gives me, okay, now I have to select all, Control A. I have my whole thing selected. Okay, so I have to, I like to see how it fades. I want that fade instead of that harsh taken out.
And I was getting the harshness. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. No, that's good. That's why we're learning right now. We're trying to get some of this stuff. See, now that's more defined, and you're going to have some. He's got fur. This is really kind of nice because he has fur, so you're going to have some blend anyway. But see, like next to Sophie, where she's a lot whiter in color, see how it's taking out those colors on next to her head?
Mm.
That to me, you're going to have some shadows. Some shadows, okay. You can have some. And if I need to, if I want, you can define this. I can go down to 15. Now I'm getting even closer, and I can get into some nooks and crannies. See, that's okay. You can get, you can have that. If I want to get way down, I want to get to 9, and I want to come in here, I can actually take out. Now it's going to show her fur and take out that middle spot there. See how close you can get. You can get pretty detailed. Yeah. Really, it's really convenient and nice. I can take out this because it doesn't, I want to get it right next to her head. So she is shown there. This is a great blend. For an online app that gives you this, to me, it's hard to beat because you can really get artsy for that. Now I know Photoshop, it has a lot different ways of doing this and easier ways. But like I said, for this, look at her hair. Somebody needed to do her hair that day. What's up with that? I'm telling you, because it's all over the place. So
in the brush tool, is there a way to get down between those hairs with something that isn't maybe round or?
You'd have to go. You can go a square right here, like number 3, that's really small. You can
is that brushes? Is that brushes in the lower right-hand corner?
Yeah, that's actually brushes right here. If you look up here, up top here, it gives you the sizes. Up here it says brush, and I'm just using the eraser. Remember, I'm using an eraser right now. I'm not really using a brush. So I can make that. I like the feather versus these, but you can only go down to 9. So if you want to get that detailed and that kind of stuff, but to me, it adds a little bit of character to her, to have some of this, save it or have it with it. And what I like about this too, because I'm feathering, it doesn't take out every single color. It leaves some and takes out others. And if I go down here, now I want to get in between her legs. So I want to get this, I want to get pretty small so I can make sure and take out this. So now it's going to show through with the present coming through between her legs. So that really makes it even more realistic I really want to get that to give that realism of the package and the present back behind. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. When you see it, you're going to say, oh yeah, that's cool, because now it looks like she really was sitting in front of those presents. And let's go back to original size here, down. Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to put the present back. See, now you see the present's back behind her.
Hmm.
And if I go to, again, if I go to move, okay. If I go to move, I can see that. See, now I can put them wherever I want. Now, one thing that would be really cool is if I could get Sophie that's on this present, so that way, if you notice down, her paws aren't all showing, but it's on the present, so it looks like they're hidden, but it also pudges the top of his head, fits on that ribbon, like as if the ribbon was going through his head. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yep.
I can make that so it looks more real, because like his hair's tucked up underneath that ribbon, but her paws are actually in the package. You can do that kind of thing as well. That's kind of cool to be able to do that kind of thing, like right here. You know, I can make that same thing. I can make like the paws are, like they're inside the package.
Like the gold package is actually sitting on her head.
Right, exactly. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, let's take this away again. If I hide this one again, let's zoom back up. Let's say I want to round Pudge's head out. I want to actually give it so I don't have to have that flat line up there. So what I'm going to do is it's called the clone tool, and I got to go find it. And I have to learn every time. I never can remember this. So we're learning together. Remember, clone stamp. What you have to do, okay, I got to make that much smaller. So we're going to take this right here. So I need to get smaller than that, actually. Actually, I don't want to zoom in that much because I want it to be, here we go. Yeah, this is going to actually, let me just get, now I can get a little bit bigger. See if that, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to hold down the control key. All right, so let's say I want this hair to move up. I want to piece it together, taking hair off of his own head. So what I do is I take, I think is it control? Yes. That, and then I want to put it, hold on. Trying to remember. Okay, clone stamp tool. Let's try this again. Control. Okay. I should have looked this up beforehand. I'm doing this one on a whim here.
Take your time. You can edit it out.
There you go. That's funny. And Terry's out there giving me other advice and stuff. He saw that one that went public and said, "Hold on a second." He's so funny. That's so funny. All right. I have to reply to him. Sorry, I had to do that. That's funny. That is so funny. He's a nut. All right. So let me try and, okay, I'm trying to figure this out. I wish that I could remember. I know it's giving me, when I press it, it's giving me that. Let me see. All right, hold on a second. Okay, undo. Let me undo these because I'm trying to figure out. Okay, there should be a way. I just can't remember. Okay, this is what I want to get. I'm going to press there, and then I have to go here to add that color. That doesn't work. Okay. All right, I'll have to remember that one. I can't remember how I did it, but I'll have to go back and look to find it. But I wanted you guys to see that it is possible. So what I can do is, dang it. Sorry, gang.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so we can take and we can move that picture behind. We can do that as well. So if you wanted to get rid of something that way, I wanted to show that you could do that as well. You don't necessarily have to move the front picture. You can move the back picture. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Michael, can you make the dogs separate so you could move them around separately?
Yes.
But that would just be another layer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. So let's do that. Because cutting and pasting and taking things out, that'd be a good thing. So I'm going to take the dogs layer that I have right here, and I'm going to duplicate that layer. Okay. So now if I want to, I'm going to use the marquee tool so I can select just Pudge. So if I wanted to take Pudge and select him, I can do that. Let me get this out of the way here. Okay. So I want to take, and I want to select just Pudge. Oops.
And the marquee tool is just below the crop.
That is correct. That is correct. So when I have this, I can take him and I'm going to Control X to get rid of him. Okay, so he's out of that. So now I have just Sophie showing, okay, because I just exited out.
Yeah.
And I kept the two dogs. So if I want to bring that back, I'll always have them so that I can come back to in case I make mistakes. So I'm going to create a new layer. So that this dog copy, and then I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, so dog copy is now going to be, I can name that just Sophie only. That's all you see right now. And then this one's going to be, oops, I just moved it. I didn't mean to move it. Okay, so this one will be, oops, keep doing that. All right, hold on. Okay, layer 7. I got to get that back up to the top. All right. It gets real finicky for me. All right, move that to the top. Okay, so this one I'll rename. Why can't I rename from here? Should be able to just, double clicked and rename it. This one's Pudge. All right. So we got Pudge, and now I have to paste him in. Just hit Control V. See, now he's in, he's in layer 8, so I didn't need that one. Never mind. Hold on. I can delete this one. That's right. This is a little different than other ones that I have other software where I do paint.net, I think, where I have, let's do Pudge. So it acts a little differently. Okay, so now I have Sophie and Pudge, but they're separate. So if I'm on Pudge right now and I click on the move tool, I can move him wherever I want and see how it's separated. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So now I can have him like right here where he is kind of, on top of this package with his paws over the package, or same thing here. See how he's like over the package now? I can put him right here and make it go up to the ribbon. So now it's like that. So it looks like he's sitting. If I go back over to Sophie only, which is right here, then that move her. I can move her to be like right here. She's kind of behind the package. Okay,
yeah,
so
perfect.
she's right here. But the other thing is, if I want that bow showing, so since I'm on Sophie, I can go to the eraser. I can actually make that bow show up. Let me make it a little bit bigger so I can do this so you can kind of see. I can just see how I'm erasing and making that bow show up.
Yeah.
So she's like,
behind the bow.
Yeah, so she's like behind the bow. I first brought that into the scene. If I do too much, I can always undo. See, I can bring it back. Kind of cool, huh?
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a really neat thing about being able to do this stuff.
Michael.
Sir.
You were having trouble with the clone tool?
Yeah.
Control click.
Control.
And then click.
And then click. That's what I thought. What I have to figure out, though, is what I need to do is figure out how I can get the
put the icon when you hit Control click over the hair, and then you move your cursor and click again, and that'll put whatever you selected with Control click. Will put it where you want it.
Where the rest of it is. Okay.
I think that's good.
Okay. Well, let's go try that then. Thank you. I appreciate you looking into that. So if I get rid of this layer, get rid of this because I don't need Sophie showing, but I have just the Pudge one selected. So if I take him and I hit, I might want to make this a little bit smaller. Let's try what Russ was explaining. So, oops, I want to hit undo because I don't want an eraser tool. I want the clone tool. So I should be able to click right here and hit control and then hit enter, which is what I thought
Control,
I was
then
doing.
click.
Control, then click. Yeah, that doesn't, see where it's put? It's put it like over there. Okay, that's what I don't get.
Huh. Because what I did is I selected something and hit control click and saw that. Now I put it where I want it.
Oh, there we go. Now I got it. So what this is doing, okay, I see what you're doing.
You have to click it every time.
Yes. You could drop that, whatever you cloned, you can drop it wherever you want it.
Right. So basically I'm just building, see how I'm building
Yeah,
this
there
guy?
you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got him. Yep. Now he's got hair on his head and he looks like, and I don't have that straight line.
Perfect.
Thank you for showing me that. I couldn't remember how to get it. I knew I did it before. See, now it looks like he's fine. He doesn't have a flat edge there. So
Makes the village.
yeah, that's right. But that's why we do this. This is why we do this kind of thing. Okay, so now I want to clean up down below Sophie's feet. You see how her feet have those lines down there?
Mm-hmm.
I got Sophie selected only over here, and so I took everything else off. And I want to take and erase some of these things right here. So to do that, hold on a second. Oh, I have to select all. Control A, I think. Yeah, select all.
And you're not on eraser, are you?
I am over here on eraser tool,
Okay.
and Sophie only. Should be taking out that color. I don't know why it's not. Huh. Oh, I'm on Pudge. That's why.
Uh-oh.
Could have fooled us.
Yeah. Let me get rid of the eraser tool. Okay, let me go back over to Sophie. Yeah, you got to be on the right one. This is a good learning experience. There we go. Now I'm taking them out. See how I'm taking that out?
Yeah.
Now, I can't really see real well. So what I want to do is I want to add another layer. Okay, so I'm going to add a layer 9. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it black. I'm going to make it black.
Yeah.
So that way I can see everything that I'm trying to take out. But see how there's dark here? I don't want to necessarily do that. I want to change this to light blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here on the main color. I'm going to change it to light blue, get something like this, and hit OK. And then what I'm going to do is, since I'm on my new layer, I'm going to hit the paint bucket, and I'm going to make it all light blue. But I need Sophie in front of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to move this layer down below Sophie. So now see how I see Sophie?
Mm-hmm.
I can take the eraser. Since I'm only on Sophie, I'm going to take out layer 9. I'm going to move over to Sophie. Oops, I'm going to keep layer 9. I'm sorry. I just meant to move to Sophie. So I moved to Sophie. So right over here is a little color that I can take out. I see there's something there. I see something right here that I need to take out. You take out some of this stuff. I just clean it up a little bit more. Just kind of get it a little bit more. But now I want to give her paw. I want to do the same thing with the clone tool that I did before with Pudge's head, right? I want to make that paw. So what I'm going to do, and then hit enter, and I think that'll work. Okay, it's not again. I don't know why I can't get this thing to work. Oh, there it is. Okay. See, now I'm kind of making her paw, just kind of designing it so it's rounded.
Mm-hmm.
See how I did that? I'll take out that last one. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I can even give her something over here, like another paw that's just kind of tucked back, but just visually you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Now, if I go back over to the eraser tool, clean up a little bit up here where she had a bad hair day. Definitely had a bad hair day for sure. Now I've done that. Now I can get rid of the layer there, go back and add Pudge, go back and add the presents. Now check that out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the move tool. I can actually put her, wherever I want. Can put her on this side. I know she was wrapped around that bow or whatever. I can see that.
Now, before you went to the move tool, you had to check Sophie, right? You had to go back.
Make sure that Sophie was checked. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, because if I go to Pudge now, if I go to Pudge only, he moves.
Right.
See how you go? Okay, so I don't want to do that. Go back to that. So there we
Question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any way to take Sophie, for example, and straighten her up a little bit, and take Pudge and maybe turn them a little bit?
That's a great question.
Are you able to do dimensions? Like I would envision Pudge maybe turned a little bit and sitting on the green present, and Sophie just a little straighter up.
Okay, so if you wanted him like over here on the green present, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but maybe turn sideways so he doesn't look like he's falling off of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that. What you want to do there is you want to select. Okay, we're going to use the marquee tool to select him. Let me get this one out of the way because select all was already selected. So if I take just him, okay. Now, oh, I don't know if it's going to do it because I went all the way to the edge. Let me take just him, just see if I can get just him. Okay. So now I've got the image. Okay, this is where I have to remember free transform. Okay. So now with free transform, I can actually, where is it? Okay, right here. See how I turn them?
Yeah.
See what I'm doing?
Okay. Yeah.
So I can turn him and do whatever. Let me turn that back off. Oops. No, I don't want to say the changes because I'm gonna leave him the same. But let's say I do want to change her because she's kind of sideways. She's probably a better example. So let me take him. I mean her. Take her. And image. Oh, I'm sorry. Layer. Hold on. Was it free transform? Yeah, it was. Where was it? Image. Edit. Free transform. Okay, there it is. Okay. And I want to get her so she is. You wait till the little circle comes up. You'll see where it has. You go to one of the lines and see now she's straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to find a picture and I was shaking my head. You couldn't do it. You certainly can do it.
Yeah. And then I can move that over here. So now like her paw's laying over the package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
See how that is? That's kind of cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfect.
So yeah, so then in order for that to stick, and if I want to go to something else, do you want to apply the changes? Yes. So now she is like that. You can't change her. You know, you in order to get her back, you'd have to go through the whole same process again. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Isn't that neat? Now, Pudge, get down off that damn box. Oh, no.
Now, there's one thing in particular I was hoping that you might demonstrate.
Okay.
And that's like I had trouble when I created my book. It had a banner on the front cover that was up at an angle. Mm-hmm. And in slides, I selected shapes to do that and manipulated two shapes to create that banner. But say that present up in the upper, that red present in the top center there, say.
Yeah, this one right here?
Yeah. If you wanted to take a ribbon and just go across the corner, is there some way to like create lines and add that color? Or I don't know, am I asking, are you understanding what I'm asking?
I'm not real sure. You're saying like on this corner, make a ribbon come around this corner. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm moving Sophie.
Yeah.
So if I go here to the package, okay, and you wanted to make like a ribbon that, oops, I didn't mean to move that. Hold on. Okay, let me go to, this. Okay, so I wanted to take this and make a ribbon go around here and make it kind of look like these ribbons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't have to get it to look like the other ones, but just creating one even if you made a black
yeah.
ribbon.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to draw like a straight line as if that's what you're wanting to do, but the drawing tool certainly can give you that option.
Okay.
Okay. So you can go in and you can draw things.
Okay.
So there's no way to add actual lines and shapes that you could manipulate then.
I mean, there is a way, like I'm getting ready to show you. I want to add a new layer because I don't ever want to do it to the original, but I can sit here and I can take, so it's going to use this blue color because that's a color that I had selected. Sure. And I can do something like this. So I just made a line. Okay. But the fill color is black, right? That's because if you look at the top here, it shows a fill color of black. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and change that because I don't want it black. I want it the same blue that I have over here. So if I want that blue to be all the way through, I can see how it's a color picker. I can choose that same color. Now it chooses the same color as that. I could actually, if I wanted to, I could actually pick one of these green colors to make the ribbon the same as those greens too, just so you know you can do that.
Sure. Yeah. Understood.
Okay. So now what I want to do is see how it says line tool? I can go right here to line tool, and then I can take it and make my line right here. That's just going to give me a blue line, that line. Okay. That's how thick it is. Now I can change it to the size. I can make it a little bit bigger. Let's say make it 14. So now my line is like that.
Right. Understood.
See what I'm saying? But
there must be some way to make it square on the ends as opposed to.
So if you want to make it square on the end, that's what I was just going to say. So if I want to make this a small thin line that's blue like this, okay, and now I want to angle that. Here's where I do that free transform.
Yep,
okay,
and turn it
whichever way I want, just however I want. And if I want to put it right here, I can make it smaller, do whatever, I can make it the size that I want.
Right. Okay.
You can do whatever.
Yeah. Perfect.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does that help with what you're looking for?
Yeah, but and then now that you've got that line, I mean, if you click off of it, it's not going to have the angles of the edge of the presence, right? Yeah.
Let me hold on. If I click off it, I have to save it. And once I hit save, there it is. Now it has a save. Now so I can take the eraser.
Okay. Yeah.
And clean the edges. So now it just blends like it's you know what I'm saying? And this one actually, you would probably want to make it hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to actually, instead of getting fuzzy,
and maybe even use a square brush, right?
Could, absolutely. But the only problem is this package over here on this side might not be square, but it might be. But yeah, I can absolutely do that. No, we'll do it. I'll test it, because see, now I can just click it. I can go right to the edge of the package, click it once, go right to the edge of the package, click it once, and boom, it's done.
Now, can you pick up the color in that ribbon that's on that box?
Yeah.
And make that ribbon, that blue line, the color that is of the ribbon? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
And it'll give you that gradient. It'll give you that gradient color, right?
So if I don't know if it'll give you the gradient color, it'll pick one of the colors. It doesn't give you the same kind of ribbon thing. But might be where you want to clone. That'd be a perfect time of maybe where you want to clone. You know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to take this color, but I need to get it smaller. Let's just see if I can take this and Control Enter, and I want to put this right here. Okay, well, maybe if I can figure this out for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's on a different image. The present is on a different image than that, so I have to clone something that's in the same image.
Sure.
So
when you use the color picker,
what's that? This
to make it blue? Yes.
Well, yeah, I could absolutely take and get this color. If I wanted to take this ribbon and get this color, see, now I have that green color. So I can choose, and I can make this. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I'm picking a color right now. So this is the green I want. Then what I can do is I can fill it in with that green color. I could just say that. Boom.
And the trouble with the picker is that it's going to select one of those shades out of that.
That's exactly right.
Ribbon, whereas the clone will actually clone that shiny look.
Yep. So if let's go ahead, let's delete this here. If I want to delete this layer. Okay. So now I'm going to just copy this layer, duplicate layer. So now I have the presence again. Okay. So I have a whole new one of the presence, and I want to do the exact same thing of what you were just talking about. So if actually what you can do, and I think this might answer what Russ was talking about, I can actually select. Okay. I could select this from here to here and copy. That might be
okay. Yeah. Perfect. Good idea.
Control C, Control V. Now I have it over there. Okay. So now I need to move this. I want to take this and I want to angle it now. Now it's its own piece because it created layer number 12. Okay. So now I want to edit, free transform, so I can turn it. I need to get the edge of it. So there we go. Okay. So I'm going to turn it. I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna turn it. Let's see where I want to go. Okay. So, and I actually want to make it smaller because this corner is wrapped a little differently. So I want to make sure, and actually I want to turn it some more. There we go. Get more of an angle. And I want to take it and I want to put it so actually it kind of goes off screen so I can square it off, right? So when I come off of here, I hit yes. So now, which tool am I going to use?
The
square one.
the marquee tool.
Eraser?
Or the eraser, yeah.
There we go. That's all right. And I already have a square.
Tip.
Yep, square tip. There you go. So now I can go right to the edge of the package. Boom, clean that end. And boom, clean that end. Cool, huh?
Beautiful.
And it looks just like the package, like what you were asking about, Russ. Remember, you're taking it from something else and making it do whatever. Now, what I can do now too, since see how these all go around the package, what I can do too is I can actually do the same thing, whereas I'm going to do the marquee tool, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay. So I can get this edge and make sure it goes over, right? So now I'm going to Control C to copy. I'm going to Control V to paste. It just created a layer 13 now. Now I'm going to get the marquee tool and select it. Oh, okay, hold on. It didn't do right. Hold on. I think because I didn't do, hold on, let me just delete. You know why I did that? Does everybody understand why I did that? Because I didn't go back to the original image. I have to go back to the layer where it has the Christmas present.
Right.
Everybody understand?
Yep.
We're all learning from my mistakes.
In case you have,
go ahead.
I said, in case you hadn't noticed, we always do that.
That's what I was thinking.
There you go. So now I can take that and I can put this here and give it some of the same tones that it has from a different light angle. And not only that is when I free transform it, I can make it thinner so it matches the width of that one. I just have to make sure that I can get it centered. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, move it to right there.
I think, yeah, that looks good.
Yep, and then I have to kind of got to shrink it down too. Getting almost where I can't manage it. Let's just see what happens. That's pretty close, but you get the idea. I can actually zoom this out and make it easier for me when I was doing that. But you guys kind of get an idea so you can see. Now when we look at the full image, which I can take out the other one, I think I can stop this one and watch the full image. There you go. You can see that package up top.
I love that you can get that gradient color because that's something that's always puzzled me, because you'll see the curve, like the curve on the fender of a car, and it's different, but I get the color, but I don't get the shiny.
That's right.
To it.
That's right. Yeah. Very good.
And here's the one. This is just a fun one. If I can find it, I have to. That I showed Andrew. I was doing this with cars. He was like, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable!"
Oh, the Corvette, yes.
The color replace tool. So if I select the color replace tool, let's say I want that red package to be like a real deep dark blue color like that. Okay, I'm change that red. So whatever color I select, it's going to start changing that. Maybe. Okay, hold on. Oh, I know. I'm not on the right layer. Always get on the right layer first. Okay, there we go. See, so now it changes anything that's red. I can change them all to blue. See what all the red, anywhere where there's red on this whole picture. You see what I'm doing? All the red turns to a blue package now, but it doesn't affect green and some of that other stuff. But if there's any of that tone of red anywhere, it'll change that whole thing. See, now that package is in blue. Now, if I wanted to do this just in this area, I would select my marquee tool. Okay, so I'd have to go to about right here and change that color replace. Now it's only going to affect those areas of that package.
Yeah, beautiful.
See how I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Then if I select the area below that, which should do the same thing, which I can get as close as I can right there and do it. So that way I don't get some of that other package. That's what I was trying to avoid. Do that and boom, there we go. See there?
So cool.
Isn't that neat?
So you don't have to worry about the lines or coloring inside the lines. It does that for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it does that by the area you chose.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the color. The area and the color.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The area and the color. That's kind of cool if you want to change something. But I will say this, it won't take like I had to choose a solid blue. If I try and make it this light blue right here or this purplish color, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it.
Right.
It only does solid red. I mean, you have to get like bright red or bright purple or bright yellow. It's the only those are the only ones that'll work with that particular thing.
For the changed colors or for the color you want to change?
For the changed colors. Okay. Like it won't work. Yeah, the changed colors. The color you want to pick, you can pick anything.
Right.
It'll take this color and change it to a solid blue or a solid, whatever. So.
Yep.
Okay, let me see something. Let me,
And how specific is it to that? Like you're selecting the red on that present. Could you go back to the color picker tool and find that actual color number? And, because some of the other red presents are a little darker color or a little lighter color, and only change the couple that are that color?
Yeah, you could. It's you talking about with using that tool that I just used? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that in order for you to highlight, you would have to highlight like, okay, so you're saying this red right here, you want this package down here to be that red.
No, I'm saying the one that you have highlighted now with the green bow.
Okay.
Looks like it's the same color as the one behind
Pudge.
Pudge. Yeah.
Right here.
So if I only wanted to change those, assuming that they're the same color to begin with.
Okay.
If I only wanted to change those two but leave the other ones red, could I actually select a specific color? And then I could go over the whole screen and it would only change the presents that were that color.
No, I know what you're saying, but no, what it'll do, because when you select and do that, when you select a color and try and put a color down, it does everything that is selected. So if I did have the wand or whatever, and let's say I wanted to just get like this section of the of that or something,
right?
Then you could get maybe that area or something. And again, I'm not on the right.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, I could get like that. Now that just chose that section. I changed the tolerance down onto maybe 5, and it might get like, oh, see, that's really small. Maybe that's too low a tolerance, but about 13 tolerance, and see if I can get that color. See, now that's selecting the areas. I'm trying to get that area, that whole square back there. It probably needs to be a little bit different. Try 31. Let's move over here for a second. I don't want it that big. So yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be tough to get just that area. Good question though. See that did all that orange right there. It's tough, and you can try and lasso it, which lasso is tough to do though. You have to get really close, and you have to you can't lift up on your pen and all that kind of stuff. It gets to be pretty tough. So.
Yep. Okay.
But those are good questions though. All right, so let me do this real quick. This will be for Andrew, so he can see. He loves this when I do this. So I have to go get it though. All right, let's go get file, open image. I think it's in here. There it is.
Yep.
How about a Jaguar? There you go. So now if I take this blue, since I have this blue selected, I can sit there and change the whole car. And notice inside, even here, inside the brake areas and stuff like that, it just turns it all to changes the whole car color. I'm going to make it bigger. Hold on. I'm going to hit undo.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it bigger so I can get
the big brush.
get the 200. So that way.
I'm gonna spray it.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. See there? Converts the whole car over to blue. Isn't that awesome?
And yet it keeps the like the shine and stuff.
Yeah, all that, none of that changes. Exactly. Just change the whole perspective of the car and makes it that. If I wanted to get a green one, if I wanted to start and get a green car. Look at that. See, it doesn't always take the exact same color. You see how that green over here is really dark green, but it didn't translate that way.
Is that because you're putting it over another color?
Yeah, probably.
Like if you made the car white and then went to the green, would it?
You can't make the car white because the background's white. So you can't make the car white.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but if I wanted to make it,
unless you cropped it,
you'd have to do something there. Like I'm going to take this.
Well, you could use a black fill or something for the back, or some color, and fill the whole background, so that the background wasn't white. And then,
maybe. See, look at that. Turn the whole car yellow and has all the shading and shine and everything. Isn't that cool?
It is. Beautiful. It really is.
That's just really neat to be able to do that kind of thing. I think it's like, see, I don't know if this color, like, I don't think this color will work. It might, but I don't think it will. Oh yeah, it did. That's really cool. You could see somebody driving that in Miami.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Or Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go. Or maybe we can just get the door panel here or something in the mirror. There you go. Just make it like a striped car kind of. or
Kyle Busch with polka dots, the M&M polka dots.
There you go. There you go. Or you can leave the brakes red. Like I left the brakes red there.
Yeah.
You can do that kind of thing. Really, it's a lot of fun once you start messing around and going into the different things that you can do. It's really kind of, so let me try and I'm gonna try and get one of these really like one of these lighter colors. Let me take this one, see if that'll do. Okay, so I have that color selected. I don't think it will, but yeah, no, it did pretty well.
Yeah,
actually it did.
That's not too bad, is it? I mean, that actually took pretty good.
Yeah, considering it went over the red.
True. All right, let me see if I can take that dark green and see if I can get that thing. I'm gonna have to go to a darker color. Where's, like, right here, and the door is dark. Yeah, it's a little bit darker, but it won't get that dark. I don't know why. Now let me take one of the lighter colors and try this same thing and see if that shows up. Yeah, let's do this. Nope, still same.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool though. I love being able to do that to the vehicle and stuff just to see how it turns out.
What is the tolerance setting in the upper left-hand corner right now that's set at 42? What is that the tolerance for? Probably
the how much change like happens to, let's change that remember 42, but we'll go down to, let's try 14 and see what happens.
With the dark green.
Yeah, see, it still doesn't.
Still doesn't, yeah. Okay.
So tolerance doesn't make much difference there. What about if we raise it? Let's go up to a lot of tolerance, just like 75. Let's try that.
Still the same.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's not because it's over another color, maybe.
Don't know. But it would have to be some color anyway for it to go over, I would think.
Could be white, though.
Yeah.
You might get it more accurate if you put over white. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Now, if I wanted to try that, I guess I could create a black background and then change the red to white, right?
Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's wild. That is wild. See, that says match target lightness. That's interesting. See all the fun you can have?
Yep.
I think we all kind of learned a little bit today, didn't we?
Absolutely. I've been playing with Pixlr, but I've been struggling because there's a few little things that you need to know that.
Yeah. Well, good. I hope that helped.
Awesome.
Helps a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Let me
gives me something I can play with, and then I'm sure there will be questions later about particular things.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Michael. You've created another time suck.
I'm going to end the broadcast. We can chat a little bit afterward, but I'm going to end the broadcast just for the purposes of that.
Thank you, Michael.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it.